Hi everyone, it's Dr. Justin Sledge from Esoterica. I'm here with a short video with a few channel announcements and some news. The first little bit is just to announce that the channel's actually reached 10,000 subscribers. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who's liked, shared, commented, and supported the channel on Patreon. I'm just really excited that the channel's actually reached this number this fast. When I started the channel back in March, which seems like forever ago with COVID and everything, I really didn't expect the channel to take off at all. I was really only hoping to get to 5,000 subscribers maybe in the first year. And the fact that we've hit 10,000 in the first 8 months really floors me. I'm really humbled and really thankful that folks are finding the content engaging. Of course, 10,000 subscribers is a drop in the bucket for YouTube, but it's really special to me. I mean, I'm making a channel called Esoterica, which focuses mainly on topics in Western esotericism, which is by definition pretty obscure stuff. And the fact that 10,000 people are interested enough to sign up, to share content, to leave such thoughtful comments and support my work, I really am just humbled and floored that you guys actually like the channel and you find the content rewarding. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Stay tuned, we have a lot of great content coming up as well. In other channel news, I'm also really happy to announce that the first Esoterica Winter Seminar, with the topic actually being chosen by the patrons of this channel, has just kind of resolved itself. It looks like the Winter Seminar is going to be on the philosophical foundations of the Corpus Hermeticum. As I'm sure all of you know, the Corpus Hermeticum is really in many ways the foundational document of much in the way of Western esotericism. And while this document is more celebrated, I think, than known, what's really interestingly lacking often in a discussion of this document are the philosophical, cultural, intellectual, and spiritual ideas that actually go into making this document up. It's not like the Corpus Hermeticum just appeared out of the blue, or dropped out of the sky, or appeared out of nowhere. This is a document with a history, and by studying this history, we can better appreciate just how these amazing ideas were formed and how much in the way of Western esotericism developed. Again, if we can think of the Corpus Hermeticum as the foundation for Western esotericism, what is the foundation for that foundation? So we're going to be exploring just this question, from Egyptian sapiential texts all the way to documents from Middle Stoicism and Middle Platonism to the kind of revival of Neo-Pythagoreanism in the 1st century BCE. We're going to be looking at the total picture of what kind of goes in to making the Corpus Hermeticum, well, the Corpus Hermeticum. The entire seminar is going to last about 4 to 5 weeks, with each session being about an hour and a half. There's going to be a syllabus and various other kinds of documents that I'm going to try to produce in addition to the lectures and the discussion of the seminar. And so I really hope you'll join me for this free live streamed seminar on the foundational documents of Western esotericism, the Corpus Hermeticum, and its philosophical foundations. So stay tuned, I'll be letting folks know exactly when that's going to happen. I'm thinking sometime late December or perhaps probably in January. So just stay tuned and I'll let you know when we have a direct date for it and we can all work together on studying these fantastic texts in great detail. Finally, I just want to say a special thank you to the patrons and supporters of this channel. As I think some of you know, I'm just a part-time teacher of philosophy and religion. I don't have a full-time gig because there really aren't full-time gigs in Western esotericism. And so by making content available on YouTube, I'm kind of putting things out on a limb to see if this will work. This is something like an experiment in educational entrepreneurship. And in a very real way, it's only because of the supporters I have via Patreon that I can continue doing this work. As you imagine, it's quite a bit of work. From the research to the books I have to buy to the technical equipment and software, a lot goes into making every episode of Esoterica. And I really hope folks are finding the content fascinating, and I really want to thank the patrons who provide the financial support to make this channel possible. Thank you so much. I'll also say if you've been finding our content rewarding, please consider supporting Esoterica on Patreon or with a one-time donation. We're actually just a little shy of the goal that I set for the winter seminar, and regardless of whether we hit the goal or not, I just find this information so fascinating and I find this community so rewarding that I'm going to do the seminar whether we hit the goal or not. But of course, the support really does make it possible for me to order books and me to do other kinds of things that allow me to do this work. So if you've been enjoying our content and have been considering supporting the channel, this will be a really great time to do so. Again, this is all free content, and what's really important to me is that it remains free, and that's really only going to be possible if I have the support I need via Patreon. Again, one last thanks to the folks who support the channel via Patreon. You really do make Esoterica possible. Everything from the memory cards I need to the books I have to buy. This channel really is supported by you, and you make it possible for folks basically all over the world to have access to topics in Western esotericism that are free and backed in very solid scholarship. So again, thank you for your support of this channel. Finally, if you're curious, this week on Esoterica, we're going to be actually looking at the very first alchemical document to enter into Western Europe, the Book of the Composition of Alchemy. This text, originally known as the Kitab al-Khamiyya, was originally written somewhere in the 8th or 9th centuries, probably in the area of Iraq, in the circle of the mysterious alchemist known as Jabir ibn Hayyan, and was translated, making it the first alchemical document to make it into Western Europe. And as you can imagine, this is in some sense the foundational document that underwrites a great deal of how alchemy will develop in the European context. So I hope I'll see folks Friday as we begin to explore this most foundational text of European alchemy. Until then, I just again want to say thank you so much for your support of the channel. I'm Dr. Justin Sledge, and thank you for watching Esoterica, where we explore the arcane side of history, philosophy, and religion.